prompted you to return to India and join UBS as a teacher of the Old Testament at Yavatmal? That too in Yavatmal, it wasn't well known at that time. It was a remote area. Did you never contemplate remaining in the US and maybe taking up a teaching assignment in the US itself?
Yes, you see, in those days, for any university or to seminary to have a professor from the two-thirds world was a very big credit. And any seminary or university that they had women at that time as a teacher also was to their credit. So there are a lot of openings if I really wanted to be somewhere there, especially when I had a doctorate degree from a prestigious place like Princeton with a very high honors. No problem. But I knew God has a purpose for me, and I want to serve where the need was the greatest. Definitely USA was not the place where the need was there. If I was there, I was one of the many already there. But there was a real need in India. When I finished my Old Testament studies and came to India, I was the first and the only national of India with a PhD in Old Testament. But we had Old Testament teachers in all our theological colleges, but they were all expats, people from outside and no nationals. So I was the first one. See, that shows a little bit about the need we had.
Yeah. And
then, of course, within 2-3 years, several of others also came from Germany and all that with a doctorate in Old Testament. So that is one reason I came back. Another reason was UBS was the only evangelical BD level seminary in India at that time. So I didn't want to serve in anywhere else but come there. You are right, it was a very unknown seminary in an unknown village called Yavatmal, and it is there. But that was a BD level seminary, theological college, and at that time, now we have a number of them, evangelical ones, truly biblical ones, but there was only one at that time. So there was another reason I went there, and the third reason is I had a very urgent invitation from there. These are the reasons by which I came back. I came there. I'm glad I joined.
And in 1970, you turned down an invitation from the Board of Governors of UBS asking you to take up the responsibility as principal of UBS. You turned down the offer since you considered teaching and writing as a higher calling than administration. So what prompted the change of heart that ultimately led you to accept that position, and you became the first Indian principal of UBS?
Yes, I had absolutely no desire to be in leadership, in, office and titles and all of that. But in my thinking, the highlight of any theological institution is the classroom, and that is where you train people and send people off. So I wanted to be there, and I was very anxious to write. There was very few literature produced by Indians and South Asians in theological colleges. Just about all the textbooks we used, they were all written in the West with a Western perspective. So I wanted to have time to write them. So when they asked me to take a principalship, that was a year when I was in Asbury doing sabbatical teaching there. I wrote back 7 reasons why I would not accept principalship. But the following year, they met and unanimously decided that I should take it. So one reason I took it was they insisted on that. I sort of just simply believed, even though I didn't have a peace of mind about it. I just believed in that group of governing board members who were committed Christians, that the Lord is guiding them. So I took their assignment. I said, this is, you have a right to assign jobs to different faculty members. If you are assigning this job to me, okay, I'll do it, but on a temporary basis. After 3 years, you or I can consider whether I should continue on that condition. I took it. And the principal at that time, just before me, said, all right, you want to teach, you want to write, but you want to have an atmosphere in which you can do it effectively. Suppose you don't have that atmosphere. You create such an atmosphere by becoming a principal, so that not only you, others also can write and so forth. So he convinced me, and that is how I did it. Yeah.